May Elohim bless you guys. I want to share with you all a dream that I had on November 9th. It was a special dream regarding the 144,000. Now, when you guys listen to the dream, keep in mind that that same day that I had the dream, I ended up recording it, but for me to remember, not to forget the dream. I wasn't sure yet what the Father wanted me to do in regards to it. So I told myself, okay, I got to record it because I don't want to forget, because this dream was so special regarding the 144,000. And but as days passed, this dream still kept popping up, and the time came to release, and that it be encouraging to those that listen to it. Maybe you can glean from it, learn something from it, and see how close we are in the timeline that we are in, that the time is now, that we have no time, that at any moment, guys, we are out of here. That's how serious it is. At any moment, it will all change. And so I wanted to share this dream so it can be encouraging, uplifting to all those that hear it. I think that the reason why I wasn't sure if I was going to release this dream or not was because some of it, after some of it, you will listen to it, it felt more personal as well. But even so, let it be encouraging to many of you, that when you guys hear it, you might be able to glean something from it, and that it can also uplift your spirits and be uplifting and encouraging for you. So stay encouraged, stay hopeful, and wait upon our Messiah, our beloved Yahusha HaMashiach, who is coming now for his people. Elohim bless you. November 9. This is a recording for myself, so I don't forget a dream that I had. It was a beautiful dream. In this dream, it was in regards to the 144,000. In this dream, I was walking into a meeting room. In this meeting room, there was a table. In this table, I saw like about 12 people sitting down. Some of them I already knew from YouTube channels and from other websites. There were women and there were men. I saw, I think her name is Julie or Judy, from Team Jesus, and I saw another man that I recognized, and there were a few of them. Some I did not, but I knew that they were selected to be leaders of the 144,000. I remember that I went up to one, because when I walked in and I said to one, I know who you are. I seen you on one of the YouTube, you have a YouTube channel. He's like, oh. And I said, you, and then I spoke to the whole group, you are all leaders. You all have been selected as leaders. Then I said a few things I can't remember, but I said, we are the 144,000. We are called the first fruit, but I said it with authority. I said it with encouragement. I said it to let them know that I knew who they were, but I also knew that they did not know that they were selected to be leaders, to lead. I remember that I said, we are the 144,000. We are the first fruit. We are the ones to bring justice and truth to the world. Something like that. And I remember that as I said this, they were just like in awe, like just watching me. When I said this to them, I said, some of you will not remember this moment that we just had in this meeting of this selection. And then I remember as I'm standing still, I went around and I left the room. And they started to speak and they started to say, I could hear their voice all happy, and they were like, did she say that we were, this and this and that, very excited of their position. I remember that my mother and my young sister appeared now in this dream. And I remember we were going up the stairs. We were going somewhere. But I remember that as I was going up the stairs felt a little fragile. It felt different. And as I was going up the stairs, I do not know why we were going up the stairs, but we were. We needed to get somewhere, that's what it was, to a certain destination point, like into another room. And I remember that as I was going up the stairs with them, the floor all of a sudden appeared to be like still severely abandoned. Like, think of the floor, a wood floor, completely rotting and fragile. But when you first looked at it, it looked like it was still sturdy enough for you to at least carefully walk over it to get to the other side. So when I go ahead of them and I'm further in, my mother and my sister are further behind. And as I continue, I realized that this is not good. The floor is about to cave. And when I noticed that the floor is about to cave because it's making severe crackling sound, I said to my sister, who's much slimmer, who's towards the back, further towards the area where she can go back and turn, I say to her, go back, go back, go back, because I knew that the floor was going to cave in. We were all going to fall. And so I said, go, go, go. And I noticed that she was hesitant and she was having a moment of like, and I said, go, go, move, just go. You can do it. And finally she made it. And then I was next to my mother. My mother's a little bit more of a heavier set. And I realized that even my pressure next to her will literally cave the floor. I knew that I could easily go around my mother and go, but I was not going to do that. So I went further in and to allow space for my mother to be able to go back and to escape safely. But I noticed that she was hesitant because the more she moved, it made more of a crackling sound of the wood breaking and cracking underneath her feet. And I knew that I needed to get further away so my pressure was not making it worse. And finally I realized that she needed help, and something strange happened that I knew that I was able to do naturally. That I remember extending my hands, and I remember looking at my mother, looking at her feet and creating what looked to be an elevation underneath her feet, and I elevated her into safety. It's like the Father, I don't know how to explain it. It was very beautiful to see because I could see what looked like water underneath, creating like a floor so she can escape. And I saw her floating above the wood. There was a moment that her feet started to drop down. And it's like space and time, I'm not exactly sure. I was able to elevate her up, and then she was in elevate her away to safety. When my mother and my sister was safe, and I knew they were safe, 3 angels, children angels, appeared in front of me. All 3 girls. And when these 3 angels appeared in front of me, they looked at me and they gave me the look of, you're not gonna make it. And when I looked, I saw one that did this, like you're about to
it's about to cave. And I looked at them with a smile, and I said, I know who I am. Like, it was more like a comfort, like I finally know who I am. And I understood it, and it is what it was, you know. And I remember that I created this pearl of what looked to be like a beautiful crown, and I placed it over my head, and I closed my eyes because I knew that the floor was going to cave in that moment. But my family, they were safe. And when the floor was about to cave in, I remember that I closed my eyes and I just did this, and I waited for the impact, and I was just hoping it was not going to be painful, but it is what it is. So then I closed my eyes, and the most beautiful thing happened. I went into what felt like a sleep, like if someone was holding me in their hands, and I set it to fall through the floor. But as I fell through the floor, I arrived at the destination where I needed to arrive, and I arrived ahead of time before my mother and my sister. And when I arrived in a state of sleep, like someone carried me. I was fully dressed into a wedding gown, the most beautiful wedding gown, and I was just there sleeping. And then when I got up, I saw these two beautiful jewels of some kind. I don't know how to explain it. And I grabbed it, and I remember that my mother and my sister walked in running like you made it before us. And I just remember that I gave my young sister these jewels of some kind of something, and gave it to her. And then I remember that I was about to walk to marry Jesus. And I remember that it was I don't know, it was just the most beautiful dream. I didn't want to forget, and so I'm recording this for myself. And today is November 9th, and things are rolling.